Hi, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Cuban Assassin Podcast. I'm your host, Richie Acevedo, also known as the Cuban Assassin. Now, last time on the Cuban Assassin Podcast, I talked about meeting Blazing Bobby Blaze and him booking me for a show to Oak Hill Army National Guard in my hometown of Oak Hill, West Virginia, but he was billing me as the Cuban Assassin Jr. I want to talk about the reason why I chose the Cuban Commando name. It's because my dad and Jerry Morrow were no longer wrestling. They wrestled as the Cuban Commandos, and everybody wanted me to be the Cuban Assassin. But I didn't want to be the Cuban Assassin, but I chose to use the name the Cuban Commando because everyone's dead set on me using the Cuban character. So I became the Cuban Commando. Now, Blazing Bobby Blaze had advertised me as the son of the Cuban Assassin in the newspaper article, and on the posters he advertised me as Cuban Assassin Jr. But on the show, he advertised me as the Cuban Commando. Now, for CPW Championship Professional Wrestling, I would become their CPW Junior Heavyweight Champion. And I would win it, and then I would have to defend the CPW Junior Heavyweight Championship titles against all comers in Championship Professional Wrestling. This match is joined in progress here, as you see me whipping off Brian Jones, and Brian Jones gave me a shoulder tackle in return there, and I'm begging in the corner here. And this match here is myself, the Cuban Commando, facing primetime Brian Jones, me defending the CPW Championship Professional Wrestling Junior Heavyweight Championship title in Ashland, Kentucky. And right now you see a collarbone top between me and Brian Jones, and I take Brian Jones into a wrist lock here. And Brian Jones does an arm wringer on me, and he's applying the pressure there. And now he's doing another arm wringer on me. The force takes me on over. He does a leg drop to my arm there, and now he's got me in an arm bar. I'll be providing commentary, play-by-play on this special home video collection of mine provided by the late Larry Light. There I tried to do an arm drag takedown, but Brian Jones holds on, but my feet goes over the ropes. And the referee tells Brian Jones that he has to break the hold, and he does. A lot of my matches you'll see, I'll be doing the personal play-by-play commentary collar on it, due to the fact it's my own personal home video collection. You see me give a boot to the midsection of Brian Jones. I give him a slap to the face, kind of an insult. Oh, he's mad. He comes after me, and I run and I try to get out of the ring real quick. Now, my manager at ringside is none other than Scotty Ace. And pay close attention, because Scotty Ace will come into play later on in my professional wrestling career. But here in Ashland, Kentucky is the first time I met Scotty Ace for Bobby Blaze's promotion, CPW. And as you can see now, I'm trying to offer a handshake to Brian Jones, and the fans are telling him no, and I'm telling the fans to shut up and trying to shake his hand, but Brian Jones isn't falling for it. Gave me a boot to the midsection. He picks me up and slams me to the mat here. He goes for a cover, and there's only a count of two as I kick out. And now Brian Jones is picking me up here. He's taking me to the corner here. The Irish whips me out of the corner, comes in and gives me a splash into the corner. He comes back in, I move, and he hits the turnbuckle, and now he's down on the ground. And now I give him a big stomp. I grab him and get him in a front face lock here. And the referee's checking to make sure that I'm not choking Brian Jones right there. I let go, I get up, and now I'm trying to ascend to the top rope because I'm going to try to do a maneuver. The referee's giving me the count of 5 to get off the top here. I give a flying shoulder tackle to Brian Jones, and I knock him down. I come over, I go for a cover, and now it's only a count of 2 as Brian Jones kicks out, and I'm complaining to the ref. It's 1, 2, 3. And the ref said no, it was only 2. Now I get a reverse chin lock right here on Brian Jones, and his full wrestling name here is Primetime Brian Jones, not to be confused by Primetime Brian Lee. As you see, I do a drop kick to the back of Brian Jones here. I go for a cover, and only a count of 2. And then all of a sudden I get Primetime Brian Jones. I step over him, and I'm getting him in this type of submission stretch hold here. I got my legs over his shoulders here, and then I pull up his leg, trying to cause pressure and tension here to try to get a submission out of Brian Jones. And the official of the match is asking if he wants to give, and he says no. I let go. I pick up Brian Jones here. I take him to the ropes to whip him off. He ducks my clothesline, and he gives me another shoulder tackle. I'm getting up, I'm begging Brian Jones to take it easy on me right now, and the fans are telling me not to take it easy. They're telling him to hit me. I go to the corner. He gives me a big boot to the gut there. He picks me up, gives me Irish whip out of the corner to the other corner. He comes in, jumps up on me, and gives me a monkey flip over here. I'm getting up, I'm holding the back of my neck there. He's giving me some shoulder tackles to the midsection while I'm in the corner right now. And then he gives me an Irish whip out of the corner, comes charging in. And this time, I shove him off me. He's not going to get me in the monkey flip again. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me type of thing. I gave him a stomp. I gave him a leg drop to the throat area. I'm getting up, I'm measuring him here. And I give him a forearm right across his throat area. I go for a cover. The referee counts, and it's only a count of 2 as Brian Jones kicks out right there. Now I'm choking Brian Jones, and the official being distracted by my manager, Scotty Ace, but then he stops me from the choking on Brian Jones. And now I pick Brian Jones up and give him a boot to the midsection. I pick him up, and I'm holding him right here. And I scoop him up, and I just slam him towards the center of the ring. I pick him up again here. Now I'm telling the ref someone's over there yelling, and I pull out a foreign object here where no one's seeing, especially the referee. The fans can see it, the referee don't. Now Scotty Ace is distracting the referee while I'm using that foreign object into the throat section of Brian Jones. And again, this match is for the CPW Championship Professional Wrestling Junior Heavyweight Championship title. As you see, Scotty Ace is coming over there, and he takes the foreign object out of my hand without the official seeing, and the official is searching me, and the fans are trying to tell the official. And now Scotty Ace is giving me the foreign object back without the official seeing it right there. And I pick up Brian Jones, and I got him into a full Nelson lock here. I turn around and I give him into a snapmare takedown. And I step over him again in that same move. And this time I roll him over trying to get a pinfall. The referee counts as a count 2 as Brian Jones reverses it and gets a count 2, but I kick out. The fans almost thought it was a count 3, and I give him a big stomp right there. Now I'm picking up Brian Jones here. I give him a big punch. Well, a lot of people don't know, when I punched him right there, I actually knocked out his front tooth. He went flying in the ring. I go up, climbing up to the top of the turnbuckle here, and the fans are taunting me, and I'm hollering at the fans to tell them to shut up. I'm trying to concentrate on my match here. Brian Jones is getting up here, and he gives me a big boot to the midsection, big punch, to the midsection, and body slams me off the top rope. I'm rolling out of the ring, and I fall onto the floor. My manager, Scotty Ace, is checking on me while the official's backing up Brian Jones, and now the official starts the regular 10 count outside the ring. I got the foreign object, and I almost slipped there, and I go underneath the ropes of the ring here. And now I'm trying to see what's going on here, and Brian Jones is distracted by my manager, Scotty Ace. And then I just take advantage of it and clobber Brian Jones from behind while he's being distracted by my manager, Scotty Ace. Now I'm picking up Brian Jones here. I shove him into the corner. Now I'm giving him some shoulder tackles into the midsection, into the corner right here. And now I take him and Irish whip him out of the corner into one corner. I come in, he comes out, and I give him a backdrop as I was stepping into him there. And I give him an elbow drop right there, a standing elbow drop, covering. It's a count 2. He reverses me over in a crucifix pinning position, but I kick out in a count 2. Then I start punching Brian Jones while my manager, Scotty Ace, is distracting the official of the match. Now, you don't know what I'm doing here, but I grab Brian Jones's tooth and I put it in my pocket. And now I'm choking Brian Jones, and the official's getting on me, and I'm picking up Brian Jones now. And I take him, shove him back into the corner again. I give him some close fist punches there. Irish whip out of the corner. He reverses. I go in. He comes in. I give him a back elbow right there. Now from here, I'm going outside the ring here. And now I'm telling the fans I'm going up to the top, and I'm slowly climbing up to the top of the turnbuckle here. Brian Jones is slowly getting up to his feet here, and I'm getting ready to get myself positioned, and I move to a forward somersault flip, land on him, grab his feet, 1, 2, 3, and I defend successfully my CPW Junior Heavyweight Championship title against one primetime Brian Jones, and I'm the winner of the match, which is me, the Cuban Commando. Now, while I was wrestling for Blazing Bobby Blaze, I would meet one of his students, which was Bad Boy Eddie Edmonds, and he started his own promotion, MSWA, or Mountain State Wrestling Association. And in his promotion, MSWA, I would win the MSWA Tri-State Championship title by beating Mike Morgan. And I would have to go on to defend the MSWA Mountain State Wrestling Association Tri-State Championship.
His opponent, he weighs in at 225 pounds. He hails from Lewisburg, Virginia. He's the Heartbreaker, Steve Ramsey. This match is one fall with a 60-minute time limit.
Got it. You gotta move fast. Screw my nose. I think it's fucking broke. What are you hitting? Oh, your head butted me? Oh. I didn't say it. Yeah. It's starting to swell a little bit. Fuck yeah, man. Oh, man. What's his problem? No, you won't find out. Okay. Awesome. Did you ring the bell yet? Okay. Did you ring the bell? Okay. This is a tri-state championship match with the champion, the Cuban Commando, defending against the challenge of Heartbreaker Steve Ramsey. Steve Ramsey got a big response from the fans when he come out. A whole lot of that was the fact that the fans here hate the Cuban Commando. I don't think we're open. No, I think it's done well enough a little bit right there where you're right on here. Just a little bit, not much. A little bit, okay. Where's the time on that? 8:45. It's kind of hard to talk in the auditorium right now. The fans are going bonkers.
Incredible action here, Legendary Lair.
I made a statement here before. I think I don't know whether the fans love Steve Ramsey so much or they just hate the Cuban so much.
I think it's a combination of both.
There you go. But this is a wild match, I tell you. I tell you right now, you got a lot of coach got inside over here. Well, gentlemen, I'm sitting here. We're looking at the beautiful Tri-State Championship belt, and it is a beautiful belt.
It certainly is. A very prestigious title on the line here. The number 2 title in the MSWA. A lot of guys are lining up for a shot at it.
That's right. No matter whether you're big or small, anybody can go for that Tri-State title, I'll tell you that. And Steve Ramsey's worked his way up. Bob Brown deserves a shot. Joey Austin, all of them. R.J. Stomper, even the Dark Overlord. Whoa, monkey flip.
Beautiful piece of scientific wrestling there by the Heartbreaker.
I've seen quite a few matches with Steve Ramsey and the Cuban Commando, and it's like all the matches up here. They're extreme, they're wild, they're crazy. A lot of good wrestling, a lot of hard fighting. And that's why the MSWA has me out signing everybody that we can. The booking committee wants to get any wrestler that's worthy of a title shot in here.
Well, I know the talent's lining up just to get on an MSWA card, Legendary Larry. The screening process must be tremendous because of the pool of talent that's coming in here.
That's right. There was too many wrestlers to bring tonight that wanted in this. We had 10 or 15 people we had to turn down. You can only have so many people at a show. But when we come back to Ramage here in a few weeks, we hope to have some more of that top talent right here. Tell you, gentlemen, Jim, that hurt me down here.
5 minutes gone, 55 minutes remaining.
Well, you have a tremendous crowd here tonight. They're doing what you're supposed to do at wrestling. Stay in your seat, yell and scream for the people you like, booing, chant the people you don't like, and that's what it's all about, having a good night of fun, good, clean fun. And that's hard to find in this day and age. And speaking of another legend here we have tonight, the real JR. The only man that can handle the ringing of the bell the way it's supposed to be done. Nobody in the business can work a bell like JR.
The real JR. He's got a good grip on that hammer, Legendary Lair.
I don't know if that's just for ringing the bell or just to protect himself from the wrestlers. Our referee seems to be having a little bit of trouble here. But he's still quick on his feet. That's why he is one of the top MSWA referees. The Cuban Commando is a champion in the fact that he'll take on anybody. It doesn't matter who, how big, how small, he'll take them on. He doesn't always fight fair, but he will take them on. It appears the Heartbreaker is going to go to the top rope. Do some high flying. Whoa, guillotine leg drop right across the neck of the Cuban.
I thought the match was over at that point, Legendary Lair. Just ekes out a 2 count, though.
I don't know how the Cuban got up from that. But the man dishes out of a lot of punishment, and he takes a lot of punishment. I believe the Cubans, I think he was trying to break his leg.
Went to the well one too many times.
Yeah. There's just so much action going on. I'm just left speechless sometimes. Don't really know what to say. Here comes that USA chant again.
Good crowd.
Yeah, very lively. Considered most of them here. Yeah, lively crowd. I think we'll be back here.
The partisan crowd behind the Heartbreaker, Larry.
No doubt about that. He's apparently not breaking any hearts tonight because the fans are right behind him. Cuban's going back to that leg again. In my capacity as commissioner, pretty much I had to stay away from the ring. The referee is control. He's the one that has to see the action, what's going on. I'm just here to observe.
Yeah, it was a somewhat dubious ending there in the Joey Austin Bulldog Bob Brown match. Punchy McGee made the count, and it appeared that Extreme Joey Austin's shoulders were down for the 3 count.
That's it, and until the referee tells me something different, I'll have to go with that. The referee has the final decision in the ring.
Beautiful drop kick.
Oh, right in the chest. Just took him right out the Cuban, right off his feet. The Heartbreaker can dish out a little punishment himself. That was about a 2.5 right there. The history behind the Cuban Commando and Punchy McGee is the fact that the Cuban got a little bit excited in a match here about a month ago in another federation and slammed Punchy McGee outside the ring. That federation didn't take kindly to that, and he was fined $5,000. So I'm keeping my eye on the situation here. Wrestlers can go at it. I don't want to stop that. Wrestlers can go at it all they want. But when it comes to putting your hands on the referee, that won't go.
That's correct, and I know you as commissioner certainly would not tolerate a situation such as that.
Very true.
10 minutes gone, 50 minutes remaining.
We have fans out here with USA flags. We got fans with USA on their shirts, and they're letting the Cuban know about it. Referee's asking Steve Rampman, he wants to ring the bell, 3.
1, 2, 3, come on, break that. Your winner in 11 minutes and 24 seconds, and still Tri-State champion, the Cuban Commandos.
As the announcer said, still Tri-State champion, the Cuban Commando.
Next time on the Cuban Assassin podcast, I'll be talking about meeting another promoter, Jim Hawkins, and going to work for him and other people. The Cuban Assassin podcast is produced, written, edited, and directed by me, Richie Acevedo at Mountain Man Productions. Special thanks goes to Ben Hilton for the opening and closing demographics of today's podcast. Special thanks goes to the late Larry Light and the late Danny Dark for the video footage of our matches today on today's podcast. And special thanks also goes to my late mother, Yvonne Dempsey, for some of the photographs and news articles used in today's podcast. You can reach me at Mountain Man Productions at Outlook.com. That's capital M for Mountain, capital M for Man, and capital P for Productions at Outlook.com, or you can just simply leave a comment. I hope you enjoyed this week of the Cuban Assassin podcast, and I look forward to seeing you next time on the Cuban Assassin podcast.